Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this Reiki healing video. This is my husband, Michael.
Hey, guys.
And today I'm going to be working on some tension. Michael, you were saying that you hold tension normally.
Always in my shoulders.
Always in the shoulders.
And of course that transfers into the back.
And then it radiates down.
Yep. And
then you can end up with even lower back problems. And here you thought it was starting up here, and it does. It radiates after a while. So how about we go ahead and have you lie down and we'll get started on Reiki Healing Session.
Sounds wonderful to me.
All right, cool.
Thanks.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with some yang yang and ginger massage oil. And I like to go ahead and begin by loosening up some of the muscles here in the back and neck area. And there's a layer under your skin by the muscle called the fascia, and it's really good to start by working the fascia under the skin. And that releases a lot of the tension and lets the energy begin to flow. And that can help with your Reiki session to be just go a little smoother. And some clients want to have a little bit of a massage beforehand, and other clients prefer to just have the non-touch Reiki session. Like so. But Michael's my husband, so I go ahead and give him a little massage beforehand as well. I don't think he minds much, do you?
No.
Michael works in a place where they do a whole lot of walking. And how far do you say you walk, honey?
I average 10,000 steps a day.
About 10,000 a day. That's a lot of walking. And a lot of bending and crouching and lifting heavy things. And all that tension gets stored in the back muscles here. And so we're just beginning to let some of that out. I often use my knuckles too to really work those tension knots out. I'm so glad that I'm able to do this now. When I was first diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, I wasn't able to work my hands like this. I would have never been able to give a massage. And so it's really nice that I can do this now without any pain, and doesn't appear to bother my hands anymore at all. And I'm really thankful for that, because it's so nice to be able to give your sweetheart massages and be able to do client massage. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to more of the traditional Reiki healing session. And we're going to go ahead and start by saging the room. And I don't know if I set myself up. let me know when you can start smelling that, Michael. I can smell it already. It smells really good. I love the smell of that sage.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a whiff of it?
Oh, yeah.
I always like to explain that saging has an actual medicinal purpose besides a spiritual purpose. It's actually a natural antibacterial and antiviral. So it's good to burn sage. And if you can't tolerate the sage smoke, that's okay too, because now they have sage essence oils that you can get for your diffuser. So you don't have to burn it if you don't want to. So that's kind of good to know. All right. Yeah, we're going to see if we can get this Tibetan singing bowl to go in. Some of these healing frequencies. We all have a frequency that encompasses our body. One word for it is aura. And you can actually see it with Carillion photography. And what a Tibetan singing bowl does is it helps tune the body's frequency. Your body is a very sophisticated biological instrument. And just like any other instrument, it can be tuned. And sometimes needs it. So this literally helps the muscles to further release tension. And some of the frequencies are above the realm of human hearing. So whether you hear it or not, this one I certainly can hear. You can hear that too, right, Michael?
No, most definitely.
Can you feel it in your body?
Around me.
Can you describe it?
Comfortable, relaxing.
All right. Now, I always like to use a pendulum to let us know where there might be some static in Michael's aura. And so let's go ahead and start down here at the bottom. And what you do is you hold the pendulum over, and it's got let me show it to you. It's got a crystal on the bottom, and then it's got a Merkaba amethyst inside, and they work together. And when I let go of it, if it holds nice and still, which it is not, it is circling to the right, I was going to say, if it holds nice and still, that means that the energy there is settled down and doing really nice. And this is actually circling to the right. So I know that this area here is out of balance. Now, he does so much walking. That makes sense, doesn't it? That his feet have some energy issues here. So what I would do with that is come back then and maybe further release some of the tension out of the feet here for a minute with a little bit of massage. And then what we can do is go ahead and treat them with frequency as well.
Definitely sore.
Definitely sore. Does that feel good, or is it too much?
No, it feels good.
Okay.
Releasing some lactic acid.
Yeah, a lot of buildup of lactic acid. And basically I'm just moving my thumbs along the instep there, which forces the foot to release some of that tension. All right, now I'm going to come back. And this is a root chakra tuning fork. And it has the correct frequency for the root chakra, which would be this entire area from the tailbone down. This happens to be a frequency that I can hear, but just barely. It's got some tones in it that are above human hearing. Ducky always hears it. Ducky is my green, I'm sorry, Michael. I'm claiming her. She's our green cheek conure. And these tuning forks, she really responds to them. Now your aura actually extends several feet up and around your body. So I actually come out a ways to kind of feel it. And you can feel it, there's static. The vibration changes in the tuning fork. And if you feel it change and there's a little bit of static there, then you know there's some blockages still going on. And the tuning fork helps tune that up. All right, let's see if there's a difference now with the pendulum. All right. Are the energies in the feet better now? Well, there's still just a little bit of swing, but did you see that was a lot better than it was before? So let's work just a little bit more so we can release a little more of that. I know we kind of started out with talking about tension in the neck and shoulders, but you know, like we also said, it radiates down to all the parts in your body, because if one thing is off and not vibrating correctly, just like a symphony, it can throw the whole body off. That just feels a little smoother. I'm not finding as much static that time. Nice and still. You see that? Perfect. All right. I think we got a lot of tension to release there. That's a good thing. Okay. Now, because he does so much walking, I wanted to really work on the feet area. But now I'd like to move up to this lower back. And we're going to just keep on going on up to the neck and shoulders, which is where I know he holds most of his tension. So let's work on the lower back here a little bit. And let's take a reading here. All right, so now we've moved up from the root chakra and we're down into the sacral, which is more where your hip bones are in your lower back. All right, how are we doing down here? Oh boy, it really oh, look at that. It's really picking up speed. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna switch tuning forks. And we're going to move now to the sacral. Which is represented by orange. The root is represented by red, the one we just used. So, okay, here we go. And now the chakras are literally vortexes of energy. Did you feel that, Ducky? Yeah. There, right there. Did you see that jump? It's skipping right there. Let me see if I can turn sideways and show you. It feels to be, oh, there. Right there, it feels like a bumpy, it's bumping. It's not holding steady right in that area. Does that feel good to you too, Ducky? How about you, Michael? Do you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me hold it a little differently to make sure that I've got it nice and steady. So any anomaly, I will be able to feel right there. Okay. that's smoothed out quite a bit. I wouldn't call it 100% yet though, but it's definitely looks better. Wow, much smoother. All right. Is the sacral chakra balanced now? Whoops. I want to make sure I let go, but it'd be nice. Hey, that's pretty still. That looked really good. Loosening up some of that fascia again. All right, let's move on up to the heart area. Actually, we skipped the solar plexus, didn't we? Let's try the solar plexus. That'd be right about here in mid back. Okay. How are Michael's solar plexus chakra doing? Are we balanced? Nice and balanced. How's the heart chakra doing? Is it balanced? You know, that's really good. All right, this one I'm not sure. How is the throat chakra doing? Now remember, you guys, the throat chakra extends from here to about here. So that includes this part of your jaw and your throat and your tongue and the back of your neck and even down to your shoulder area and your collarbone. All right, how is Michael's throat chakra doing? Are we balanced? Oh, I'm really surprised at that. There's a little movement. I thought it was going to be a lot more. Could be this work we've been doing down here is already radiating up here and settling this down a little bit. Kind of what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and use the solar plexus tuning fork. Even though it came out with the pendulum that it was nice and smooth, I figure we might as well go ahead and tune the whole instrument, right? You're tuning your guitar, you wouldn't just tune one string, you'd go through all of them. So that felt good. I didn't find any resistance there, which kind of confirmed what the pendulum was saying. So let's try this. This one's green for the heart chakra. I wasn't worried about this one because Michael has a really good heart. This one's always nice and balanced. No, it actually doesn't always have to just do with that. It's this whole area of the body. That could include your lungs too, so real important to keep this clear. Yeah, that feels pretty good. All right. We're going to move on up here to the throat. Now remember that extends clear out over the shoulder area too. And I'm surprised that I'm not finding more resistance here. The most resistance I've found so far was in that lower back and the feet. Now, did you see that? Your muscles were twitching. Did that make your muscle twitch, or did you notice it, Michael?
Yeah, I felt it.
I hear we have a squeaky floor. Yeah, this made his whole back muscle was beginning to twitch here. I don't know if that came across on camera, but the frequencies really are tuning the body. And to me, that is so exciting that we have control and can do things like this and avoid the doctors and prescriptions. This is wonderful. All right. How's the throat chakra doing? I'm going to go ahead and move it on up because it does extend away. And that looks really steady, doesn't it? Nice and steady. All right, I've got another thing I wanted to do, and I wanted to show you guys this Epidote. Isn't that beautiful? This is a giant Epidote wand, and this can be Epidote is used to enhance the energy of whatever it touches, and it even energizes other crystals and other stones. It can increase your perception and your interaction with other spiritual beings. And other spiritual beings, they just exist on other frequencies. It raises your vibrational energy. And it can help you if you're stuck in depression or sadness or negative thinking patterns. Help give you a sense of hopefulness, optimism into your emotional body. Helping to bring your mind into a higher vibration. we use Epidote, and we like to use it because of its ability to clear the congestion of energy blockages. Because it can help stabilize and balance the energy flow of the body. It's an excellent stone for attunement with nature. And because it helps release negative energies, it's really good if you have a tumor. It can help release negative energy, which is very, very exciting. I like to use it on our little teacup chihuahua too. She has a little tumor on her hip. Very helpful. So really what it's doing is it's stimulating the immune system. Okay? Wonderful. How are you feeling, Michael?
Much better.
Are you feeling better?
Relaxed.
Good. That was the goal. All right. Okay, how was it?
Awesome.
You feel better?
Much better. More relaxed. Knots are gone. Yeah, I feel a lot more balanced.
Okay. So it really does help to relieve the tension. Now, if you go on groovykim.com, I actually have distance Reiki healings. You can book an appointment. So thank you for watching. And Michael, thank you so much for volunteering for my video today. I really appreciate it.
I'll always do that.
Thank you. And thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You know what? When we heal together, that's really groovy.